Wow, this sauce is f***ing amazing. You said it was promoting a movie?
This is insane, you guys.
Yo, this is sexy, man.
Broadcasting live from the internet, it's Tuesday night, and this is the PanelsOnPages.com podcast with your host, Lee Rodriguez.
At the end of the day, babies are terrible people, and I'm not sorry for saying it.
Jason Nyes.
Motherfucker, I won best costume.
Jose Guzman.
Yeah, I know nothing about Firestorm except for his hat's always burning.
And Kelly Harris.
Boy, love, it appears we got a penis in the mail.
I glued my fucking eyes shut.
I just want to see all these Yelp reviews of Jose's jizz. Oh, sorry, I knocked over the salt.
Like you had anything better to do.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today is Tuesday, October 10th, and frankly, I'm not sure. It's either episode number 396 or 397.
396, you nailed it.
96. The PanelsOnPages.com podcast. I'm your host, the Lord Reverend Lee Rodriguez, and joining me tonight, we got Mr. Jason Nye.
Just to think, somewhere there's a race of potted plant Harvey Weinstein hybrids.
Gross. Jose Guzman. All right. And Kelly Harris.
This weekend, McDonald's found out that while it has a funny name, Asperger's is no laughing matter.
Oh, that's as real as it gets.
No, wait, what episode are we on?
396.
All right, 397, 398. Damn it! We're 1 week off from having Halloween night be our 400th episode.
Oh my!
Too
Damn
high,
it!
too low.
It's gonna be $3.99 on the 31st.
Ah, all right. That'd have been dope.
Jose, you there?
Her fucking my daughter's lame ass principal. Keep in mind she's in 5th grade, so she goes to an elementary school. They have shit can like all Halloween festivities for the kids. No costumes at all on Halloween. So what a fucking twat. She is such a drag.
What?
She has systematically like sucked away every bit of fun for these kids in the past couple of years. It's a drag. She sucks real hard, guys.
But you better stand for that Pledge of Allegiance.
I have not stood for the Pledge of Allegiance in like I legitimately don't know how long. Nicole hates it. But that's silly. Oh, so what the hell's going on? Let's see here. Got my notes. Oh, speaking of silly bullshit, I'm in a Cold War with our HR department at work this week.
Oh my! Did you get sexually harassed?
I did not. Nothing as exciting as all that.
A lot of that going around these days.
A lot of that going around. It's super ooky.
I was going to say this show is going to be 100% less jerking off in the front row, but with the climate.
I don't think you need to make promises you can't keep. You're not my fucking supervisor.
Who just dumps their seed into a potted plant? Really?
Really fucking gross, guys.
But I bet you the plant really
seeded this plant.
I bet you the plant really enjoyed it.
Oh, it's fucking gross. So we got this email last week in the office talk about how as part of our new corporate going green initiative or whatever, they're going to come by on Thursday afternoon. They're going to pick up all the individual trash cans at people's desks, and there'll be 2 trash cans per department with the recycling bins next to them for you to put all your trash in. And I got that, and I opened it, and out loud to everyone said, I'm not doing that. That's silly. No, I'm going to go get a trash can. I'm going to put it in my fucking desk drawer like a normal person. Cut to Friday morning, I come in, my fucking trash can's gone. I forgot to get myself a trash can. At 8:06, it blew my nose. I'm like, great, now I have to carry this wad of snot across the fucking floor like an animal. Like, this is bad design. So I got myself a chip clip, a magnetic chip clip and a fucking grocery bag. I hung that bitch on my file cabinet and dropped my trash in it all day long.
Oh, gross.
And at the end of the day, I walked it to the trash can. I just wouldn't be hopping back and forth all fucking day. That is stupid. And then this morning, the email went out. Just a reminder, you're not allowed to have bags or boxes of trash at your desk. I'm like, okay. We'll see.
You might want to clear out one of your drawers and just have it be a trash drawer.
Don't think for a moment that I wouldn't. Because I don't keep a lot of those drawers just for show anyway.
Yeah.
Don't fucking push me, you tools. Like, I'm sorry. That's a stupid rule.
What is their reasoning? Is it because the janitors got a bad back, or is it because of
I think
mice?
On the public reason is it's recycle more and reduce waste, whatever. But really, it's like also this way we get to save a shitload of money by not paying the janitors taking all those trash cans. Like I'm not a dummy. I know why. Or maybe that's just my gross pessimism showing through. I don't know. Could be either one, possibly a combination of the two. But I don't want to carry my boogers across the floor, you guys. That doesn't make me a bad guy.
Carry your boogers like you're proud of them.
I don't want to. And also, I've 3 times since then dropped a fucking empty yogurt container on the floor. You know why? That's my fucking trash can was for 2.5 years.
You should
a couple
just...
times you'll hear, God, son of a bitch.
You should just loudly proclaim, well, it lives there now.
Just wipe your snots on the wall like a normal person.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Just have a bunch of garbage under your desk and be like, someone will come by and clean it up.
All good suggestions. One and all. Good suggestions. We'll put them on the list. What else I got here noted down here? Fucked up some shelves. Real bad like. It's, as we've discussed, real estate upstairs becoming a bit of a problem. Lots of stuff. Less space, so I'm like, I want to put these Kamen Rider figures on a shelf of their own now, because there's enough of them to kind of warrant that. So I went to Target, got myself a couple little shelves here, maybe like, I don't know, say maybe between a foot and 16 inches wide, maybe 4 inches deep, really small, nothing crazy. Like just gonna hang them up, everything's groovy. I am famously not good at hanging shit on the walls. But I figured this time I had it down. I got myself a level this time, and I got myself pins. I'm going to mark my holes. Everything's going great.
Put some
Nailing
anchors
those
in.
Fucking, drywall studs, hanging the shelf on. It's sitting at about, I don't know, like a 35-degree angle. Like it's about as straight as Elton John. Like it's really not at all like that. So, and I'm a fucking idiot because we had remarkable results downstairs. We did our redesign of doing with those command strips. Those command strips are the fucking shit, you guys.
Yeah.
Like, they rule. So I don't know what the hell I was thinking, deviating from the norm. So now I'm going to have some command strips should be here tomorrow, thanks to Amazon. I'm going to just, pound those drywall anchors into the wall and put the shelf in front of them. Which is why there's a lot of stuff covering holes in walls up here. It's like I'm trying to like at some point I was hunting for like buried treasure in the walls and just got tired of it. Holes everywhere. It's ridiculous. Okay, 2 things real quick and then I'll be done. Inhumans is not very good.
But we had such a good time.
You know what? We did. We had a fucking blast. Turns out that is the only way to watch Inhumans is like while bagging on it with your friends, because I watched episode 3 last night by myself and it was a tough sit, and it's just like this fundamentally bad storytelling in a lot of ways. Like Maximus is a bad guy only because of the way he's doing shit, not what he's doing. Like at one point one of the genetic council guys in the last episode is like, but if you destroy the caste system, what will we do? Like, no, caste systems are bad, dick. Like, you're the bad guys. He's just going about it the wrong way. Like, and not even in a way that, like, Magneto thinks he's right. No, what Maximus wants to do is, like, empirically the right thing. So that's kind of silly. Like, no one's powers work like they're supposed to. Like, at all. Like, they don't even know how the fuck their powers are supposed to work. And we have had no chance to give a fuck about any of them before they're brought low. Like, Medusa's hair is cut short and Karnak has a concussion and they're all like splintered, and we're supposed to care just because, but we don't know fucking anything about them.
Right. None of them had a moment that you're like, all right, this dude's pretty boss.
Nobody. Like, we don't know anything about any of them, but we're just expected to care. It's just shitty storytelling. Like, you can do all that stuff. You can do the concussion thing. You can do the hair thing. You can do all of it, but you can't do it at the very beginning because, again, Maximus is the hero of this story where I'm sitting in a lot of ways. Just dumb. I don't appreciate it. But on a positive note, I can highly recommend a movie called Girl House. Highly recommend that one. It's on Hulu now if you have the Showtime add-on, but I'm sure you can find it on Amazon and shit too. Modern horror flick with a really solid premise. Like people using the internet and things like that in horror movies are kind of a dime a dozen these days, but it's very rarely done well. Like, fucking, what was that movie that coming out with? It's called Unfriended. That ain't scary. You know what I mean? It's not scary at all. But Girl House is about a co-ed chick who moves into a house that I'm sure this kind of thing actually exists on the internet, where, like, they just stream all the stuff in the house all the time. Just sexy time for ladies. It's on a subscription pay site, whatever. And this, like, kind of fucked up user of the website finds out where the house is, locks all the shit down, and terrorizes the ladies. So it's like a home invasion movie on crack. It's very, very good. It's very scary. Highly recommend Girl House. Don't watch Inhumans. Watch a Girl House instead, because Inhumans is real bad.
Well, you would expect Inhumans it being the third episode, and they all, you had that cliffhanger where they all just got, butt fucked, and they're all strewn across Hawaii. Now it's definitely going to be probably the next 3 episodes are going to be nothing. It's going to be Walking Dead filler episodes until they all reconvene. Right?
Don't want that. Oh, and not Felicity Smoke. She works for like an aerospace company.
Oh, Northrop Grumman?
Yeah, may as well be.
The seeds were planted a long time ago.
Well, like a fucking, like, not S.H.I.E.L.D., not the government, just some fucking assholes. Like, ugh. Yeah, I'm tapping out.
They keep Gorgon keeps fucking up her rovers. Karnak had like a collection of 19 moon rovers in his
Gorgon
apartment.
with his non-hoofed feet sometimes.
Looking like Idris Elba got stung by a bee.
It's not good. It's a weird time. Like, think about, kind of when we were younger and just, lapping up anything you could that was remotely, like, in the vein of this shit, and then being like, okay, there's a Batman show on, I'm not watching.
Right.
And there's an Inhuman show on, I'm not watching. And both those things should be fucking awesome.
Yeah, but you got to remember the stuff that we were lapping up when we were kids was all awful.
Right. As I'm saying, yeah, there's so much good stuff. There's so much of this stuff out here. One, it's like a quantity thing, but a lot of it is so fucking good, too. I got no time to just being an Inhumans thing isn't good enough anymore. Not by a long shot.
No.
So. Well, there's another Marvel thing coming out that I'm pretty excited about. We'll talk about that later. But that sounds fucking great.
Well, I actually cut that from our stories because I couldn't figure out a funny headline for that.
Oh, okay.
And also there's a new story that broke today that I switched out for it. So let's talk about. I'm assuming you're talking about Hulu's Runaways.
Yeah.
Yeah. That trailer is great.
It really is. It's great, and like just again, maybe because Inhumans was so fresh on my mind, but like it looks cinematic.
Yeah. It's got a little bit of that ABC Family Freeform is bumping tone to it.
It does. It does.
But it doesn't like straight up look like an ABC TV show.
Yeah, it doesn't look like the production quality is higher than, let's say, I don't know, Xena Warrior Princess. Which is something that Inhumans can't necessarily say. It looks cool. It looks great. Like, looks like they're gonna, at least the setup, the origin stuff is really tight, solid. Like it follows the book pretty good.
I feel like the parent cast was pretty stacked, but now that I'm looking at it, I only recognize James Marstars and that weird giant four-headed dude from Alias.
He does have a jagged forehead. Yeah, I'm excited about that. It looks good. I did see one thing that kind of bummed me out, where it's like they asked at New York Comic Con chick from the plays Nico, and they're like, yeah, no, she doesn't have to cut herself to use her powers anymore in the show because I don't know, we don't want to glorify self-harm or the fuck. It's like,
Yeah.
well, missed the point on that.
Yeah,
Like-
but still, that's tough.
It's a very early 2000s concept.
Yeah,
Is
but
it though?
like it's
Like-
Yes.
it's
Is it?
it's a like it's an interesting way for someone to use their powers, but putting it on a television show on Hulu in 2017, I don't know.
Maybe I'm just an insensitive asshole. I don't know, but like
I
the
mean,
metaphor
yes.
of yeah, okay, I'm definitely an insensitive asshole for sure.
I mean, the only time I've ever heard of cutting on TV was when I was watching Degrassi in the early 2000s.
But that's the thing. Look, it's not like she doesn't do it because she's depressed or something. It's not like it's not a personal choice. It's like it's this metaphor for the price of power and shit like that. Like, and it's a sacrifice thing. It's not about oh, this is whatever. Like, not about an emotional trauma or anything. I don't know. Whatever.
I don't know.
I'm
It
the
sounds like
bad
a
guy.
Hot
It's
Topic
fine.
superhero.
What's that?
It sounds like a Hot Topic superhero. Name.
Nico is a Hot Topic superhero. Straight the fuck up. So yeah, I'm the bad guy. Sorry.
No, but
no, you're not a
we've-
bad guy. I just think it's a dated concept.
And we've determined previously that you aren't as sensitive to some of those subjects as others might be.
My objection to it doesn't come at all from sensitivity. I
I'm-
think it's very of its time.
I'm just talking
God,
in Lee's regards.
that ain't making me sound old.
No!
I didn't realize it was that fucking long ago. But I guess it was like 2003 that shit came out.
Yeah.
God.
The classic comic book Runaways.
Fucking, it's great. Zoe's reading it now, and she's super into it.
I'm not saying it's not great. I was just making a joke about how old it is. Created
Weird
by
old.
Jack Kirby. Zero in the chat says Lee's just not woke.
I like to think I'm woke enough. I'm woke on a great many things.
Right.
I'm like drowsy.
Lee will not actively go out of his way to offend someone, but
No.
he is not one to walk on eggshells.
No. Both those statements are incredibly true. I'll accept that. I don't want to hurt your feelings.
Yeah, and
They
I don't
know.
I don't want to hurt your feelings, making it seem like you're a heartless son of a bitch.
I don't have a lot of those, so you're fine.
I don't think you're heartless. I just think you're old.
Could be a lot of that.
Oh God, they did a great bit on Raw last night. Alexa Bliss is feuding with Mickey James, and the whole feud is based around.
Roast
Oh,
beef curtains.
Oh
is back?
yes, roast beef
Oh,
curtain
Jesus.
is back.
Roast
Now,
beef
see, Lee, that's insensitive.
And the whole feud
And
is
also from the early 2000s, oddly.
oh God, the whole feud is based around Alexa Bliss essentially calling Mickey James old. And they did a bit last night where Alexa Bliss was like, "Oh, check out the highlights of Mickey James' career," and it was all in black and white with a film grain and the old timey like silent film music playing over it.
That's kind of great.
Made me think of that.
Fucking, I'm out of touch, Kelly. I'm sorry. I'm not to tell you.
Yeah, can you imagine if Alexa Bliss drops roast beef curtains in a promo? Sorry, Mickey, you can't get a shot at my title since you're sponsored by Arby's.
Oh, Jesus. There was, around that time, there was a public access wrestling show that was on TV in my area, and one of the hosts would just constantly refer to Mickey James as Arby's.
That's so fucked up. Not okay. That's all I got. What's going on, Kelly?
Fuck, I haven't been doing much. Hell in a Cell was on Sunday. I watched that and reviewed that.
Fun. One of your more positive WWE pay-per-view reviews, I would say.
It really was. I went the full 5 stars on the opener.
Oh yeah, and it was a 5-star fucking match.
Yeah. Usos and New Day just went out there and killed each other, and it was awesome.
My favorite spot of the entire match was they brought out like a dozen kendo sticks at one point. And the New Day got one of the Usos in the corner of the cage and then laced the kendo sticks through the chain link and trapped him in the corner in a little kendo stick prison.
Yeah, it was great. It was one of those things that it's like you can tell they're fans. They do things that people watching would think of, not necessarily someone in the ring.
Yeah, and they didn't have to go outside the cell or on top of it either. Not to say that.
Nope.
Not to say that you're lame if you do that, but it shows that they were being creative and obviously they were saving the big spots for the main event.
Like I would honestly say that's out of all of the Hell in a Cell matches, I think that's my favorite. The New Day and Usos.
It was a good one.
Because like Hell in a Cell has the legacy of being like this brutal thing, but it's never like actually that great.
Yeah. I can agree with that. And these guys seem to like really hate each other.
Yeah.
And want to hurt each other.
Yeah, they made it feel legit. Like it was awesome. I would highly recommend everyone check out that match.
Some straight brown on brown crime going on.
I had to not to interrupt, but I had to look and see what the problem was.
What the problem is.
What Mickey James roast beef curtains.
Oh no!
I found this.
You'd never seen that before?
No, and I found this, and I'm going through. I'm like, this is like, I got no problem with this. This is fine, right? Like it's a fine looking vagina. And then there's one picture I found where she's like just kind of laying down, like pretty well from profile, like not really towards anything. And there's some peekies. I'm like, oh no, there it is. Now I get it.
Remind you of when you and Goat went and got the Meat Mountain, Lee?
Yeah. I'm like, I don't understand. There it is. Okay.
Now I see it.
Yeah. Now I get it. Now I get it. All right. I was about to come to her defense, but no, that's fair.
Oh, you can defend her. You can probably tie it in a knot.
It's pretty.
Also this weekend I played Mario Monopoly.
All right.
Now let me tell you, this is different from your normal Monopolies because each individual piece.
Fun? Is that how it's different? From
Monopoly? Actually, it is different. It's fun because each piece has its own like Mario power-ups.
All right.
The 2 dice you roll, one is your normal 6-sided dice, and then the other dice is like your shells or coins or the blocks, stuff like that, and each one has a different effect. And then when someone makes it all the way around the board, when you pass go, a boss battle happens, and the game ends when you beat all the bosses. And then you kind of go by how many points you have based on the property you own and how many coins you have. Like it's Monopoly but fun, and it doesn't last forever, which is nice.
Take that, Milton Bradley.
I'm not worried about that. I've seen lots of those themed Monopolies, and I'm like, if this is just a Monopoly with a shittier skin on it, I don't want to play it.
See, but that's what pretty much all of them are. As far as I know, Mario Monopoly is the only one that's actually different.
Like a different game. All right.
Yeah. But where they get you is you start the game with like 5 pieces or whatever, but then you can go to your local GameStop and buy individual pieces out of like a blind bag thing.
Oh. Good motherfuckers.
Those have different ones.
Son of a bitch. Sons of bitches. How about that Mario card game for the missus a while back. I haven't had to play it yet. But it looks fun. Target, by the way, stepping up their fucking, adult game.
Oh yeah, yeah, they really have
all kinds of cool stuff now.
They like money.
They do. They do.
Speaking of Targets and things you buy at them, have you seen the new wave of Power Rangers Legacy figures yet?
I have not.
I haven't either.
I think they're showing up like Walgreenses and stuff, but like,
Okay.
I don't care. I don't need those. I'm not gonna.
You don't want the Zeo guys?
Oh no, the Zeo ones aren't out yet. Just the metallic Mighty Morphins are out now.
See, I thought the Zeo ones were hitting now.
Oh, well, that's true. I'm all over it, but I did not think that was the case.
I could be wrong.
One of us is wrong. Fuck. Who knows? Yeah, the Zeo ones I'm all in for, but you can get the fuck out of here with a shiny figure I bought a year ago.
Yeah, no, I'm good. No shiny toys needed when I already have the non-shiny versions.
But man, the non-shiny Red Ranger is like $90 on eBay.
Oh yeah, it's insane.
Yeah,
What?
I had no fucking idea until recently.
That's like 2 Szechuan sauces.
Yeah. I'll get that in a minute.
Is that in your news, or are we going to talk about that?
Oh yeah, that's in my news. That is
Okay, cool.
That is story number 1.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Right
And I didn't even make fun of Bibby in it.
What did he do? God damn it. Oh, Jesus.
I think that's all I got for this past
What's
week.
up,
It's been a
Knife?
pretty low-key week.
Very very little. Jose and I got a project we're working on for an upcoming show, Playfair. We talked about it last year. It was kind of the fan event version of Toy Fair.
Remember, you guys spoke very highly of it.
Yeah, it was a fun time, and it's coming up again in the first week of November. So we're putting together a little pre-show video of it, and our concept is we're going to unbox Playfair. So we're actually going to shoot something instead of just cutting together clips from last year. We actually went and bought props, and we got a box, and we're going to do a quote-unquote unboxing of Playfair, kind of.
I did not cuss at Toys R Us.
Pulling shit out of the box that are, the features of the show. Like, we got the dates, the location, who's going to be there, shit like that. So we went on a little 11th hour shopping trip. We hit, we first hit Michael's craft store for some supplies. And before we walked into Michael's, I had to have a talk with my partner in crime. Even though it was not Toys R Us, Michael's is still a family establishment. So I just had to, let him know that, the same rules apply for Michael's as do at Toys R Us.
Wait, you had to have
Don't
a talk?
curse in Michael's.
Yes, don't curse, don't yell. Michael's is a very chill place with,
Oh, and I'm the insensitive one?
Michael's is decidedly not lit.
No, Michael's is not lit. But it went fine. It went fine. We got a bunch of shit and got out of there. And then we went to Toys R Us. And again, as we're walking in, said, now remember. And he says, what, don't ride on the Batmobiles? I was like, no, you can ride on the Batmobile all you want. Just don't run around Toys R Us cursing up a storm. He didn't. Admittedly, he did not curse. But this man, he's got some form of Tourette's or ADHD or something, because just randomly he'll just start singing nonsense songs like super loud, or he'll just exclaim something, and it spooks me. I can only imagine, normies walking around.
You gotta keep them on their toes.
But
You have to remind them at any point something has happened.
You know what? That's not a bad lesson to give. We had a list of certain toys we were looking for, and man, it is difficult to find something that you've never heard of in a Toys R Us if it's not in the same 4 action figure aisles that you go down every single time.
Dude, that's fucking as real as it gets.
It was some needle in a haystack type shit, but didn't end up having to ask anybody for help. Good thing I didn't have to ask anybody for help, because I don't think there was more than 2 people working at that Toys R Us, and I can understand why they had to file for bankruptcy. Holy shit. Like, there's never more than 5 people shopping in a Toys R Us, and there's never more than 2 people working there. And still.
But hey, they got 700 pop figures if you want one.
Yeah, and Ghostbusters 2016 action figures for clearance for $15.
Perfect.
That's
Clearance.
still too much.
Yeah, exactly. Their clearance is bullshit. It's laughable. Those things should be $5 right now.
Yeah.
Totally.
But we got some cool stuff. Some of it we're going to hold on to. Some of it we are going to put back in the box and return. Soggy doggy.
Good call.
Yeah. Yeah, no shit.
Did
We
you
don't need.
say something's called a soggy doggy?
Yes, it's a board game. It's called Soggy Doggy. I don't know what it is.
I asked him if it was a sex move.
Yeah.
But they're going to have a life-size Soggy Doggy at Playfair.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
the inappropriate one.
Yeah, they're gonna have a life-size
Oh,
soggy doggy, all right. Where you fucking guys going? Dragon Con?
I can actually walk up to the guy and be like, "Hey, man, help me find that soggy doggy."
Yo, dude, show me your soggy doggy.
I'm the appropriate one.
I didn't say
Yeah,
you
that's
were
right, Jose.
inappropriate.
You're
Might
in
as
the
well
line,
just go up
Toys R
to
Us.
him. Just might as well just go up to him and say, "Hey, can I see your wet hog?"
Yeah, look at that picture. Look at that picture. He's just getting them all sogging wet. And it looks like ball sack.
It does look like a ball
Oh God, why are there
It looks like
dicks?
it looks like nuts.
Yeah, there's just nuts hanging in that thing.
Yeah. How about you neuter that thing?
So I guess it's kind of like hot potato or something, to where like you spin it and it's eventually the dog shakes off and you get all wet. So I don't know why
Okay.
I don't know why they're gonna have a life-size Soggy Doggy in New York in November for people to get wet.
Because everyone loves being wet in cold weather.
Exactly.
Splash Zone. Yeah, remember they had a fucking ice statue of Captain America.
Or maybe they're like, "This will clean off the nerds."
Oh, there's not nerds at Playfair. It's
Oh, that's families.
parents and kids. Yeah, families.
Okay.
Even better, there's filthy, disgusting children.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, we-
true.
Ain't got no time for nerds on this.
And then besides that, Gal Gadot hosted Saturday Night Live Saturday, and it was top to bottom solid episode. She was great. She looked amazing. Great sketches. Off the top of my head, I can't think of one, but I would search them out if I were you, because it was amazing. There was one where a couple of lesbos rowboated up to Themyscira, and they were like, "Hey, what's up? Let's party.
Okay.
Raise your hand if you're a les."
That's pretty fun.
And nobody raised their hands. Oh, the best sketch, my favorite sketch, was... Well, I found it weird that, like, in 3 sketches in a row, they put her in a wig, but the wig was brunette shoulder length. It's like, that's what her fucking hair is.
Okay.
Why are you
Yeah.
putting her in a wig?
Right?
You got jobs, man.
Yeah.
You got great jobs.
Wigmaster is just trying to keep their job on lock.
a dying art.
The skit was it was a Bumble date, and it was Gal Gadot sitting across from Keenan with a gray wig, and it turns out he's playing OJ in the sketch. And she has no reference of OJ, and it's his first date after getting out of prison.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, it's so fucking good. I feel bad spoiling. Like, that's not the punchline of the whole thing, but it is kind of a
Like
reveal.
as Wonder Woman, or just like as a person?
No, just as a person. The setup was
Okay.
she lived in Bosnia in the 90s, which, was war-torn.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay,
she
yeah.
was a little preoccupied, so she didn't really follow the O.J. Simpson trial. It's
That's
good stuff.
fucking funny.
And then Sunday night, me and the wife went to the Dr. Phillips Center here in downtown Orlando to see Star Wars A New Hope in concert. They
Ooh.
they played the
That's
movie.
cool.
They played the movie and then had the Orlando Symphony Orchestra playing the score as they went along.
That's cool.
It was cool. It was
They're doing
fun.
something similar in Nashville for Home Alone in December.
Oh, whoa! That's awesome.
Yeah.
I would be so into that. However, it
And
was
like I heard about it, and that's like, you know what? Like I don't think of Home Alone as like one of those classic scores until you say that, and I'm like, no, it's a great score.
yeah, it is. Classic. That's John Williams, right?
Yeah.
I do have some criticisms of the Star Wars: A New Hope in concert. You don't notice it until you're watching an entire symphony orchestra sit there twiddling their thumbs for 15 minutes, but there are long portions of that movie with no score. So you end up just watching the movie. Like I can
I'll bet nothing makes that more apparent than a live orchestra.
Right, exactly. Like, we went and saw the Star Trek in concert last year or the year before, and it was, they did, like, music videos. They had video, but it was constant music going on. It was like,
Sure.
like greatest hits of Star Trek, but constant music. They weren't playing a whole movie. What pissed me off the most...
So this is they show the whole movie, and when there's music, they play it.
Right. Which is for a good portion of the movie, but there's also big chunks where there is no music. And at one point, when the Millennium Falcon's getting tractor beamed into the Death Star, they cut to intermission. And I was like, intermission? These motherfuckers have been sitting there taking
Intermission?
Yeah, they've been resting for like 10 minutes. They don't need a goddamn intermission. People didn't give a fuck about getting up and getting down and going to the bathroom. Yeah. But the thing that pissed me off the most, by
It's
far,
also like, it's not like it's fucking the Green Mile. Like, Star Wars is a normal,
Right.
solid playtime. It's not bad.
Yeah.
so Aunt Brew and Uncle
shenanigans on
Owen
that.
get murdered. Luke decides he wants to go to Alderaan with Obi-Wan. They all hop in Luke's land speeder. They drive up to the top of that cliff. They're overlooking Mos Eisley. They're like, all right, fucking let's do this thing. You don't need to see his documentation. Move along. These aren't the droids you're looking for, so on and so forth. They're walking into the cantina, and you're like, oh, this is going to be fucking dope. They're going to do the goddamn cantina music. They all just sit there.
What?
Yes.
What?
I think I would have gotten up and walked out.
What the fuck?
I
Like,
really think I would
Get
have
the
just stormed
entire
out.
fuck out of here.
I get that,
That is
maybe
preposterous.
the instruments don't match up quite well with an Orlando Symphony Orchestra, but you find a motherfucker, you find 4 dudes that can play some jizz music, and you bring them out for that 2 minutes of screen
I played
time.
on a saxophone in high school.
Yeah, you play the shit out of that jizz.
Yeah. It's wind instruments, it's percussion. What else? It's fucking there's like a steel drum in there at one point.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Boo.
Yeah, exactly. Boo. Boo, exactly. But other than that, we had a good time. They're supposed to be doing more of them, Empire, so we'll keep an eye out for that. That's it for me.
Boo. What's up, Jose?
Let's
Where the fuck
talk.
you going tomorrow?
Glendale. Just got back from Charlotte.
Right on. Fucking globetrotting, son.
Only here Tuesday. and
What's up?
Went to. It was sad. Went to the Altamont Mall. Haven't been there in forever.
Oh,
Half of it.
That's right around the corner from
Bulldoze.
us. Oh, is it really?
Yeah, and like what was open was just it was sad.
This was
I
the Altamont Mall.
The one on 50.
No, you're talking about the Fashion Square Mall.
Oh, Fashion Square Mall. Okay,
Yeah,
Fashion
because
Square Mall.
Altamont Mall, it's still a ghost town, but none of it's bulldozed. But I can see Fashion Square Mall being.
Yeah, some of it's bulldozed.
Is that Toys R Us still open over there?
What Toys R Us?
Oh, there used to be a Toys R Us over there.
I did not see a Toys R Us.
That's not the one we went to, was it?
No. The Toys R Us we went to is the one that me and Jose just went to.
Okay.
A weird Asian guy sitting on the bench, like 90, using his smartphone. Nobody in the stores.
Yeah.
Some kind of Spanish podcast has their studio. In there.
I mean, it's probably fucking cheap space.
Yeah.
Dudes, we should rent a mall. Remember that Comic-Con that was in a mall?
Oh my god. What's up? But it wasn't like what? It was like one store in a mall, right? Like a Macy's.
It was a Macy's, yeah.
Yeah, they had a Macy's. They have a J.C. Penney's, and one other big one that's still there. But they're kind of like demolishing some of the parts around those to put something else in those spots, but more like a strip mall as opposed to like a mall. I don't know. It's weird.
Our mall does like it's still surprisingly full of stores, has good traffic, whatever, but it's full of stores I don't know what they are. Like they have like a Hot Topic and a GameStop and everything else I don't know what the fuck it is. I have no idea.
Let's see. You got a buckle in there?
I think there might be a buckle. I don't know what that is.
You got a Forever 21 in there?
I think so. Yep.
You got a Tivana?
Is the punchline of this that I'm fucking old, Kelly? Because I don't want to hear it again.
is there a merry-go-round? You got a Peaches?
You got
Tower Records?
You got a Jamba Juice?
Is there any kiosk selling Magic Eye posters?
No, there is not. You fucks.
But the worst was there was this one door in the main entrance, but when it opened, it made like it needed some WD-40. It was like,
Oh, God.
So it was almost like every time the door opened, the mall cried. It was the saddest thing I've ever seen. In like an area that used to just be thriving and full of people everywhere, and then just there's every time someone walked in or walked out that door, it was a heartbreak.
That's so sad.
And then, so I end up at the Florida Mall, complete opposite. And that was a fucking blast from the past because I remember the way it used to be because that's the Foot Locker I used to work at.
Yeah.
And this fucking place is completely redesigned. They moved the food court over. They made it like a whole different part. The main entrance. Stores are different. Hot Topic, not there anymore. Or at least not where it was.
Yeah, they got the Think Geek store there.
Nope, not there.
They got that box lunch?
It's not?
No, it's called something Pop. It's still like a pop culture store, but I didn't see Think Geek anywhere there in the thing.
All right. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. But that was supposed to be the first Think Geek store, so maybe it was the test store.
Yeah, I never heard of such a thing.
It's called something Pop, like Culture Pop, some shit like that.
On their website,
we should burn it down.
On their website, it still shows that they got a Think Geek store at the Florida Mall. So maybe it's just in a weird spot. They got that Crayola World there too, though, don't they?
Yeah, I still haven't made it to Crayola World. I want to check that out. I still want to do that. Make your own fucking coloring book.
Yeah. I
wanted to. How far can we take it? Like, are you going to print anything we sent you? Like, what's the limit here?
What if I flip out my soggy doggy and take a picture of it? Will you print that in a coloring book?
I bought Nicole a coloring book last year, it's these crazy mandala patterns and just like sex toy drawings, like just butt plugs and intricate patterns on them. It's amazing.
Your wife. She's a
cool.
special snowflake. Love her to death. Jose, do you remember? I forget if it was the Fashion Square Mall or the Altamont Mall when the dude drove his car into the mall because he was pissed at his girlfriend and then drove down the escalator.
Jesus.
You don't remember that?
Kinda, but not really.
I'll Google it.
That's only in Florida.
That's amazing.
It's what we do. It's what we do, dogs. And we eat your face. Let me tell you something about Charlotte, man. Turn your fucking air conditioners on. It's hot. It's hot.
It's hot everywhere.
I turned my room to 60. It never got below 70. 75. Like steamy. But then you'd go out into the fucking hallway and it's fucking freezing. It's beautiful. I wanted to sleep in the hallway. Get the fuck out of here.
Goddamn, I wish you would. That'd be amazing. Oh, that's great. Yeah, fuck. Oh shit. I should see if we have any mail. I forgot to do that.
Hold up, let me see if I got any mail.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Let's see. If you want to send us an email, fire that son of a bitch up. Send it to popcast@PanelsOnPages.com, or you're fucking got your phone right on you. You got your phone on you right now. I know you're thinking about shit, so call us.
Chrisley didn't get anything.
951-1 pop. And we'll do it. Let's see here. No. 30-day sample of Long and Strong. So that's
Ooh, that sounds like something about that you'd put in your wiener.
Down to get the friction on?
Get the friction on, exactly.
Oh, he didn't drive down the escalator. He missed the escalator. I don't know if this is the one I'm talking about, but this is a car crashes into the Altamont Mall, which is the mall over here by me. I will post it in the Popcast chat as well. This motherfucker drives right through the doors, heads for the escalator, misses the escalator.
Now, but he was mad at his girlfriend?
I remember it was either he was mad at his girlfriend or there was a chick that he wanted that worked in the mall, so he was pissed and he was going to get her.
Like, well, either way, it was a fucking banger plan.
Oh.
Yeah, good lord. Fucking dudes are stupid.
And then he got out of his car after it crashed onto the first floor. He shook his head a little bit, and then he jerked off into a potted plant.
Oh, God.
But she hung out. She hung out long enough to see him through, though. Trooper.
Oh my God! You talking about the chick that Harvey Weinstein cornered?
Jesus fuck, Jose. Okay, you know what?
I'm just saying, kick the man in the nuts. Don't let a man corner you while he jerks off. And Harvey, he's fucking kind of like a tubby dude.
And Harvey, Guy Harvey. This just in.
Was it which Weinstein was it?
This just in.
Harvey,
Guy
right?
Harvey,
Yeah,
the guy
Harvey.
who paints pictures of fish on T-shirts, jerked off into a potted plant. Guy Harvey jerks off into aquarium. News at 10.
Kick him in the dick.
He's
Don't
a big
stand there and
dude. He's a
take it.
big dude, though.
I read a story. I read a series of tweets, actually. Somebody retweeted from Terry Crews, of all people.
Oh, Mary told me about that before the show tonight.
Fucking crazy. Like, Terry Crews, you know, a Brooklyn Nine-Nine and other things, fucking giant mountain of a man, was like, you know, no bullshit. Same shit happened to me a few years back. Like, said they're at some party and some big executive guy walked up to him and grabbed him in the dick. This party full of people.
Yeah, right in front of his wife.
Yeah, right in front of his wife. Like, what the fuck, man? But, you know, said the rational thing. Like, if I beat the shit out of this guy, I'm going to go to jail,
over, yeah.
one, and the headline's going to be giant black guy beats up Hollywood hotshot. Like, it's, you know, a weird pick your battle kind of thing. You know, so imagine that only a tiny woman. You know, it's a weird fucking position. I can't imagine.
And Terry Crews got that power.
Yeah, that's the other thing. How like the cast iron balls it would take to like fucking accost a Terry Crews is insane. Like those are people drunk on their own fucking power.
Yeah.
Doing it because they know you ain't gonna do nothing.
Exactly. It's super fucking gross. See? I'm sensitive. I'm woke, motherfucker.
This whole Harvey Weinstein thing and Harry Knowles and who the fuck else? President Trump, the dude from Screen Junkies. All these dudes getting called out for sexual assault, sexual harassment, and I'm just thinking to myself, it's like, man, I'm glad I never sexually assaulted anybody. And then I was like, okay, there was that one time. Hey, I was dressed as Barf. I was blackout drunk, and I apologized.
That is a story I don't believe I've heard.
No.
It was just a little butt grab, and when I found out about it the next day or the next week or whatever, because I did not remember it happening, I apologized profusely.
Well, see, therein lies the difference, because that does not make you a fucking monster.
And it wasn't I didn't keep doing it. It wasn't a pattern.
Right.
I didn't keep dressing.
Serial snatching incident.
I didn't keep dressing up as Barf, getting blackout drunk and grabbing butts, and then apologizing for it.
This is my thing now.
Every Saturday, I'll see you there.
Jesus.
You,
all right, let's take a break.
you motherfuckers better not have assaulted anybody either. Don't have this come back on us.
No, see, I don't drink.
I just came.
So there you go.
Well, you know, you don't have to drink.
Yeah, but you don't have to be drunk
Yeah.
to corner someone and jerk it.
No, but I'm saying, I'll never have the I got blackout drunk thing.
Because I'm pretty sure the guy in the front row was sober.
Jesus Christ.
Only one I fondle is myself,
Well,
but not in public.
But yeah, it's where do you do
By
it?
myself. No
Like
one
the
else
Lord
is there.
intended.
Yes.
Like you think you're by yourself, or
As
You're-
far as I know, I'm by myself.
you're in the front room with somebody else.
Can be reasonably certain he's by himself.
Like 99.9% sure that no one else is there.
So
Like
you
you put
saying there's a
tape over the
chance.
webcam just to be safe.
Yeah.
Your poor
I've seen
amiibos.
Mr. Robot.
Man, so like, quick sidebar about that whole thing. That a little bit is
I know
about-
Mr. Robot's great, right?
not just about the webcam and shit. Like you hear people talk all the time about how your cell phone is listening to you all the time and this and that. They're just collecting data and shit. And I always used to like balk at that idea, and then it happened to me, and I'm like, whoa. So
You're pressing your dick into the camera of your phone too?
yeah, and like just pictures all over Facebook. I didn't
Yeah.
know. It's weird. No, but I was talking to Mahoney at his place a few months ago, and I guess he, reads or whatever, visits like some life hack website or whatever, on the reg, and he's like, "What the hell?" I'm like, "What?" He goes, "This fucking weird life hacker article is like, top 15 tips or whatever for your first time using a strap on," and I'm like, "That is oddly specific and very strange." We just kind of ripped on it for a second, and then like the next fucking day, my Google feed on my phone was like, "Hey, check out this article from Lifehacker about 15 tips for the first time with a strap on." I've never gone to that website, never Googled anything about strap-ons, but this motherfucker knew we were talking about it. That's creepy.
Gotcha.
So fucking creepy.
On one hand, you got to think like it can't always be listening to you because that would take up a lot of battery and brain power and all that. But then you think my battery's always fucking dying.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. Why do you suppose that is? They fucking listening, dog. It's creepy. So yeah, on that note, let's take a break. Sweet dreams. I gotta go pee real bad. That's what I'm pushing for. So we're gonna take a break. We'll be back in a minute. We're gonna talk about the news. We got like a fucking jam-packed proper news segment.
Yeah, and headlines.
Yeah, been a hot minute. Yeah, we'll enjoy this. All right, love you. Bye.
Break.
age of techno music. You should enjoy the classics like Hasselhoff. This old dog still knows a few tricks.
The doctor is in. Still with you.
Make every second count! Crush their defenses!
Ripped Apparel is your one-stop shop for limited edition t-shirts featuring all the crap that you already like anyway. Every day you're going to see 3 new limited edition designs available only for 24 hours. That's just a single day. After that, they're gone forever. And best yet, if you want to check them out, buy a little something, they're going to throw a little kickback to us, your folks, your friends here at the Popcast. So go to PanelsOnPages.com, click that banner at the top of the page, or on the sidebar at pcn.panelsonpages.com, or you can just update your bookmark, check it on your phone every single morning. That's what I do. Ripped, that's RIPT.panelsonpages.com. T-shirts start at just $10 and they'll kick us a little something every time, help us keep the lights on, help us keep the podcast going, help us keep the side up, and gets you a pretty cool t-shirt, man. Cool swag, cool shirts, good people, good deals from your favorite podcast. So check it out, ripped.panelsonpages.com, 24-hour limited edition t-shirts that are pretty damn awesome. Check it out. And now back to your regularly scheduled podcast. Hooray! We made it.
Just over here grabbing dudes' butts.
Grabbing butts. That's Jack's new thing now. My son is 3.5, and every once in a while, when we kind of round the corner to get near the house, he goes, "We made it!" It's like, what did you think was gonna happen, dude? Like, what do you know that I don't know?
He's seen you drive.
Maybe. Seen his mom drive more like it.
Oh, got her.
Up top.
I said, yeah.
I made the comment to Jose when we were hanging out the other day. I was like, "Oh, did you hear that Saudi Arabia is making it legal for women to drive?"
I did hear that.
And he was like,
Yeah. That same day, I got hit by a lady.
"Oh, it's true. It's true. He did get rear-ended." But I had to sit him down and level with him. I'd be like, "You sure you were paying attention to the road?"
I was stopped. She just kept going.
And
So is
then,
it going on about women driving again?
yeah.
Now who's not woke?
And it was raining out, and he didn't have time, so he said, "Fuck it," and drove off.
Yeah. I was like, I'm not dealing with this dumb bitch. It didn't feel.
I've done that before.
It did, like, I could tell how I got hit. There wasn't going to be damage, like a couple scratches. I may have to pop the bumper out at worst. And it was raining, and I'm trying to do stuff. And I looked at her, like I could see her in the mirror, and I was like, I'm not dealing with this. And, like, she's putting on her blanket, like she's turning it over. And I kind of give her like the hands up, like, what the fuck? Keep on going. Like, I'm not dealing with this shit.
Straight up.
Now, if like she hit me, we got a problem. Then yeah, but I'm not calling my insurance over this.
So before we get into news, I gotta give big ups to my wife, who's a big computer nerd, and she found
Big lady ups.
Big lady ups. She found this function in Chrome where you can go to Chrome:// flags / hashtag autoplay -policy, and you can turn off autoplaying videos on Chrome.
That's amazing.
So guess what? No more.
That's the name of this week's episode.
What?
That whole thing you just read out.
Let
the world know.
I have a feeling that would cause problems with our feed. I don't know why.
Don't do that. You can't do that.
So yeah, no more autoplay CBR videos. But you know what? CBR is so awful. I was looking at stories today, and they had a full page pop-up ad come up for LSU.
Oh my god.
Full page.
I also love that CBR now is part of the premium network.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't even think of a name. They're just like, the premium network.
Man, this network is so premium.
Premium network with whom else? Are they with someone else?
I know, we got to go premium to find out, dog.
Ah, I see. So it's probably like just a plug-in that a website can sign up for to have a paid version of their site.
Probably.
I'm willing to believe that's true.
Duh. You go with CBR Plus. Duh. Duh. The premium
Fucking dummies.
network. You guys want to talk about some news?
Hell yeah,
I
son.
suppose we could.
We'll do it live. Okay. Do it
Sexual
live.
harasser.
I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fuck it.
Oh, yeah, that fucking guy.
4, 3.
This is the Pop Top 6-Pack of News for October 10th, 2017.
Fucking thing sucks.
Rick and Morty fans lining up at McDonald's stores participating in the limited Szechuan sauce promotion were disappointed to find the locations either ran out early or never had any in stock to begin with. Suffice it to say, everyone behaved with grace and class and shook hands and will reconvene at a later date per McDonald's request. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, I'm Pickle Rick. Hasbro's Mighty Mugs will make a triumphant return in 2018 to combat the ubiquitous Funko Pop figures and will feature a face-changing action allowing the new Mighty Mugs to have 3 different facial expressions compared to Funko Pop's 0. Marvel announced at New York Comic Con that they would partner with defense contractor Northrop Grumman for a comic book series, and it's gone. Vertigo will relaunch in August of 2018 because who doesn't want all new #1s for Sandman and Preacher? How else are people supposed to jump on?
Aww.
A man jumped from the second story of the Midtown Comics Times Square store today and was apprehended by police, and this is why Superfly is on the first floor.
Goddamn right.
And finally, Netflix's Punisher panel at New York Comic Con was canceled, and we still don't have a release date for the series following the Las Vegas shooting. And look forward to Marvel and Netflix playing a game of Double Dutch, looking for a release date in between this mass shooting and the next. And that is the Pop Top 6-pack of news for October 10th, 2017.
Wow. Infotainment.
I was in the room when Mary was watching the new season of BoJack Horseman, and they have a whole bit about they have to delay the release of a movie because there was a shooting in a location. Like, I think the movie has a scene in a movie theater, and then there was a shooting in a movie theater, so they're like, oh, we gotta delay the release of the movie. And then they keep having movies that have shootings in specific locations in them.
That's so fucking
and then
bizarre.
shootings
Tim
in
Allen movie.
Was it a Tim Allen movie?
Where they had a bomb on the plane.
Oh yeah, Big Trouble. Big Trouble,
Big
yeah.
Trouble, which is a fucking cinematic masterpiece.
But it was an interesting bit where they kept having movies with shootings in them in specific locations, and then
That's
real life
so
kept mirroring that. And that's kind of what my headline reminded me of. So, first and foremost, Mickey D's.
Mickey D.
So let's go back to the April 1st season 3 premiere of Rick and Morty, which heavily featured references to the McDonald's Mulan Szechuan sauce that came out when Mulan was out. Which,
And you know what? It was a solid bit.
Yep.
It was a good bit, and
legitimately funny
because of the bit, and because fans can be fans. People really wanted Szechuan sauce because of this, which happens.
That's fair. Totally cool. Nothing wrong with that.
So I forget the exact sequence of events, but McDonald's sent a jug of it to the Rick and Morty creators, and then they had 4 jugs created and sent to random fans. And like these 4 jugs, someone sold their jug for something like $15,000 to Dead Mouse.
Jesus.
People are fucking
So
it's going to be a recurring theme of this story, but please go ahead.
So as far back as then, and just the fact that McDonald's was recreating the sauce in jug form and sending it to the creators, they knew what was going on. They knew what was happening. So McDonald's decides to launch their new buttermilk crispy chicken tenders, and in doing so, they created a handful of new sauces. And
I'll say again one more time. Stay in your fucking lane, McDonald's.
And so they created a few new sauces. They brought back some sauces, including the Szechuan sauce, for one day, this one event, this past Saturday. And they did a bunch of artwork, and you could get free posters for all the Szechuan sauce. It was no way in official conjunction with Rick and Morty, but we all know this whole ad campaign and the whole event, the whole exclusive release, was based upon the Rick and Morty Szechuan sauce fanaticism.
100%.
So apparently, the few McDonald's stores that were actually participating, they had a list on their website. Me and Mary actually considered it, but when we found out that there were only 2 locally that were doing it, and they were the 2 nearest to 2 of the local colleges, we're like, yeah, we don't want to go hang out with a bunch of young people today. So
Sure don't.
No.
I don't need some fucking sauce that I've never had before in my
Some
life.
flavored ketchup.
If it was at the McDonald's down the road here, maybe we would have given it a shot. But we're not gonna make it. We're not that big of fans, and we're not that into this Szechuan sauce to make the drive and stand in line. But apparently, a lot of people were willing to make the drive and stand in line. Long lines, stand in lines for hours outside in the heat. Huge crowds showed up at these McDonald's.
Fuck these people.
On one hand, sure, fuck these people. On the other hand,
I drive by Chick-fil-A like twice a week going to jiu-jitsu, and the line in the drive-thru is back up to the street every time. I'm like, I'm not waiting 35 minutes for fast food chicken, let alone like a fucking mob.
Yeah, but Chick-fil-A runs them lines pretty good.
and Chick-fil-A also, sometimes they do promotions where, like, if you come back on certain nights, you can get your entire receipt from a few months ago for free.
So
So
just did that last week, yeah.
yeah, so sometimes that's why the lines at Chick-fil-A are nuts. You know what I don't like at Chick-fil-A? They've started instituting where the people will stand in the drive-thru and take your order.
Yeah.
Like Portillo's, like we don't need that. Stop that. Like, can I look at the menu and not have to speak to a person just yet? Please, pretty please. So back to the actual story here. Some of these participating McDonald's only received up to 20 packets of the Szechuan sauce.
And now this is where the story veers into, for just a minute, fuck McDonald's.
Yes. And some of these participating McDonald's did not receive any of the sauce. And some of the McDonald's were out of the sauce before the 2 p.m. promotion was supposed to start. And lo and behold, a bunch of Szechuan sauce was showing up on eBay in fucking handfuls for $750 for, you know, a 10-pack of Szechuan sauce.
People!
Fell off the truck.
So there were huge lines, huge crowds of people. And in those huge crowds of people, admittedly, probably a bunch of assholes, probably a bunch of fuckfaces, probably a bunch of fuckface Rick and Morty fans.
Yeah, I mean, like, seriously, just law of averages. You get enough people together.
Yes.
Of any sampling of people, you're gonna have assholes.
Replace this situation with any other specific thing people are lining up for. Any other specific...
Steelers fans.
Yeah, any other fandom. And if you announce an event and people show up and there's only 20 of a certain thing, we see it every year on fucking Black Friday. People are nuts.
Yep.
People are stupid.
Yep.
So, shit got tense at a few of these McDonald's. People were chanting, "We want the sauce." Cops were called at some of these places. It was all a big clusterfuck.
And hear that, Tony? They want the sauce. Give them the sauce.
There's nothing less Rick than chanting at a minimum wage employee in unison about wanting sauce.
Yeah. Did you see the video of
Rick
the
thing anyone's
Joker
ever done?
jumping on the counter and yelling about that he's Pickle Rick, and then falling on the floor and fucking just screeching until he gets up and Naruto runs his way out of the fucking store?
Yes, I did see that, and I do believe that was a setup, because that just looked like a normal operating McDonald's on either Sunday or Monday.
Yeah.
That was just some asshole who wanted to make his video go viral.
Oh, I hope he dies.
Imagine being that kid's mom.
Yeah, I hope he dies. That's terrible.
There's the winner.
That guy's a prick.
So I'm in no way defending people who were assholes to food service employees making a minimum wage.
But you gotta send more than 20.
Right. And
yeah, there's a lot of blame to go around here. The only true victims here are these fucking poor employees.
And you know what? I don't 100% agree with that either, because if people are selling handfuls of Szechuan sauce on eBay, you know, as soon as the promotion starts, I wouldn't put it past some employees filled their pockets with Szechuan sauce knowing that it was going to be worth a lot of money.
I would.
And you know what?
Yeah, but that's
more power to you.
You would need every employee to take a shitload to only still have 20.
Well, no. What I'm saying is, if they only had 20, and the employee pocketed all 20 of them.
Yeah, but still, it should not be 20.
It should not be 20. And I was talking about this the other day. I was like, when does McDonald's get 20 of anything?
Yeah.
Like, you send 20 of something, especially a sauce, to a McDonald's, that shit will get lost in the mail.
It's like the ketchup packets, the sauce packets, they come in these boxes that are like, 3 cubic feet. These fucking giant boxes full of sauces.
Even if you're only going to give out 20, even if you tell people in advance there's 20 packets of sauce, you're still going to send 100 packets of sauce. Just in case.
Yeah.
Just to make it worth the shipping costs.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
So there's a lot of people that deserve blame.
Grade A, top to bottom cluster.
But I believe
The ones that didn't get them, the shipping was just too much. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. I 100% believe that McDonald's is the biggest villain in this whole thing. They manufactured this whole media blitz and just, even though it's bad publicity, it's still publicity.
And no one's talking about those fucking honey nut butter fucking fingers, whatever the hell they were. No one gives a shit about those.
Yeah. So, and what shows me that McDonald's is the biggest villain and they planned this all along is their response, their apology.
Yeah.
To our
I think I
customers,
saw this.
to our customers and Szechuan sauce lovers, yesterday we were truly humbled by the amazing curiosity, passion, and energy this community showed to welcome back Szechuan sauce. Even if just for one day, thank you a million times over. Between the costumes, the memes, and the cross-state travel, you, the fans, showed us what you got, and our super limited batch, though well-intentioned, clearly wasn't near enough to meet that demand. Quote-unquote, not cool.
Fuck you.
We agree, so we're going to make this right. In the last 24 hours, we've worked to open any portal necessary, and it worked. Szechuan sauce is coming back once again this winter, and instead of being a one-day only and limited to select restaurants, we're bringing more, a lot more, so that any fan who's willing to do whatever it takes for Szechuan sauce will only have to ask for it at a nearby McDonald's.
No!
We want to make this right. You're some of the best fans in this or any dimension, and we plan to deliver on that promise as soon as possible. Stay tuned. Your friends at McDonald's. There was another tweet.
Holy shit.
It was like, you're the best fans in the multiverse. So they're in on it.
Oh yeah.
They revealed that they're in on it. They knew what was going to happen, and they manufactured this whole situation. And that's my problem. That's my problem with the whole thing.
Damn.
Scandalous.
And even like Justin Roiland and Dan Harmon, Justin Roiland was like, yo, we didn't have any part of this, and we're fucking pissed. And Dan Harmon said something, because they came out with exclusive artwork on the packages, and they also were giving out posters of the artwork. And Dan Harmon was like, look at this fucking poster. Look at the font. Look at the art style. And try and tell me this isn't supposed to be, bootleg Rick and Morty. So, sorry to you motherfuckers that paid $750 for some Szechuan sauce, because that shit's coming out in wintertime. Everybody who was pissed this weekend will be back at a McDonald's in the winter, and we'll all get to have our Szechuan sauce, and we'll all be sick of it, and we'll all be super disappointed about this whole thing, and we'll be sad for society that this all occurred, and we got fucking played by McDonald's.
Oh, I did not know about all that, and that fucks me up. That is terrible. Oh, God, those evil fuckers. Those evil fucks. Ugh, that's so gross.
When you manufacture a situation to where your employees are getting yelled at because you shorted them on something that is as good as gold, and there's a mob waiting outside for it. Oh boy.
Wow, those fucking poor people. God damn it.
Now, in regards to Bobby,
Okay, yeah.
I posted this story in the population group. And I posted it without comment. And the headline is, McDonald's totally underestimated how many Rick and Morty fans want that Mulan McNugget sauce. And also, I don't agree with that headline. They did not underestimate it. They knew it.
From the sound of it, they certainly did not.
And the subtitle on the link was, some fans got so angry that the police had to show up. And Bobby's response is, I hate this. I hate these fans. They're the worst humanity has to offer. I was like, whoa. My direct response was hyperbole much, because sure, some of these people are fucking dickheads and assholes.
Fuck those people, for sure.
But Saturday night, we literally had Nazis marching on Charlottesville again.
Yeah, but I mean, they weren't yelling at McDonald's. So let's just fucking keep in perspective. Like, I mean, you know,
so,
6 of one, half dozen of another. Nice. I'm just love Bobby, but that's no, bro. Fuck him, but not even close to equally.
The best fans in the multiverse showed us what they got today. We hear you, and we're sorry not everyone could get some super limited Szechuan.
God damn it.
Oh, you can just picture the marketing executive, can't you? Just doing lines of Coke.
Dick is just rock hard.
And then I saw this other story that was like, fans that lined up, Rick and Morty fans that lined up at McDonald's to get Szechuan sauce don't get Rick and Morty. Because the whole idea of that episode and the Szechuan sauce was nothing matters, so I'm just gonna fuck with shit just to get this stupid Szechuan sauce because nothing matters. But on one hand, maybe that's what that episode and the bit is about. But to some people, it became something that mattered. In this,
I will say that the people, like, I think it's not fair to say people that waited for Szechuan sauce don't get Rick and Morty, but I think people that like accosted and shouted at minimum wage employees definitely don't get Rick and Morty.
Like, to some people, this mattered. And in this world these days, like, this past week has been fucking awful. So to look forward to something like as stupid as a condiment, just give someone that. Like, maybe something does matter to them. And then on the other hand, maybe some people do get Rick and Morty. They understand that nothing matters. So fuck it, let's go to McDonald's and chant for some Szechuan sauce.
You know what? That's fucking fair. Yeah, I stand corrected. That's incredibly fair.
It's all like this story is it interests me because, you know, it has the fan aspect to it, and we all watch Rick and Morty, and it's a human interest story at this point. But it is so far down the ladder of shit that's awful in this world this week.
Yeah.
That it's almost a diversion for all of us.
Yeah, it's weird times, man.
And no, the assholes that were chanting at or being mean to food service employees, they're assholes, but they're not the worst humanity has to offer. They are not monsters. There are actual monsters living in this world these days. Sexually harassing.
Some of them are going to be coming to my town in a couple weeks.
Yeah,
I'm very excited about that.
Actual monsters in this world. So that's that. Moving on. Fucking Mighty Mugs, yo. Man, I love Mighty Mugs. And I was
all ready to say fuck these things until I saw the multiple faces, and I'm way on board.
The multiple faces is super cool. The Princess Leia one just has this great side-eye face as one of the faces. Didn't you collect Mighty Mugs at all, Lee?
I got a couple Transformers ones, but that's about it, really.
I collected the villains of all the different properties, the G.I. Joe villains and
yeah.
Transformers and Marvel and Star Wars. And then, you know, they stopped making them. So and it was at that point, I believe I sold them all when I was trying to get Mary to meet Spock. So I got rid of all my Mighty Mugs. But I always loved them, and I was bummed when they, you know, went away, and then here comes Funko Pops becoming one of the biggest things in the world. Obviously,
you know what though? Are Funko Pops the biggest thing in the world?
Well,
they're pretty fucking big.
As far as vinyl toys go.
That's the thing. Like, I never see anywhere that's like, oh shit, we're out of Funko Pops. They're all gone.
No, because everyone has a billion of them already. You're gonna
fucking
stock.
plugging up everything.
Funko Pops are what Szechuan sauce is going to be in about 6 months. Just stacks of Szechuan sauce not moving.
Now, I have hundreds upon hundreds of toys. I have exactly 0 Funko Pops.
I have 3. I have the Rancor set that was a 3-pack, and then actually I have 4. I have a stuffed Joker, but this was like before the Funko Pops were like a big thing. Like I found it at a Target.
Back when they were still underground.
But man, I loved Mighty Mugs because they even though they were simplistic, they had articulation, 1.
Yeah.
And 2, they had great paint jobs, and some of them had expressions on their faces.
Yeah.
And these new ones, even though they're tinier than the old ones, they're probably about Funko Pop size. They've got that like the He-Man battle damage functionality, where if you press them on their head, their expression changes, and they got 3 different expressions. Like
that's so fucking cool.
The Deadpool one is very cool because it's got those different like comic book Deadpool expressions, and then there's Spider-Man.
The same kind of thing, yeah, with the lenses.
One of the coolest ones is the Darth Vader. Like, how can you get 3 different expressions out of Darth Vader? But God damn it, they did it. Those crazy motherfuckers did it.
No, those are cool. I'm on board for this. That'd be fun. Just make them like $10.
They are. That's what they said. $10.
Perfect.
And
that is exactly the right amount.
Yeah, that's the perfect price point.
And see, that's one thing you can't really get on Funko Pops for is, they're $10 a pop.
$10.99.
Oh, okay,
sometimes $11.99 depending on the series. If it's Walking Dead, it's an extra $1.
Oh, fuck that.
That's lame.
Did you hear that Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead are going to cross over?
Yeah, they showed some kick-ass Transformers New York Comic Con this past week, and they're doing the Terracons finally combining with Abominus, and they look just gorgeous. And they showed the Dinobots again. They're just fucking spectacular. But I think they've bumped the price on the deluxe figures to $20 now, $19.99. That kind of bums me out. They creeping up, but they are getting like steadily better. Like the figures are getting bigger, the engineering is getting better. So like you can kind of see the value in them going up as well. Like with the kind of what's in them. Unlike say I don't know a Marvel Legend. Hypothetically, but still, I don't want to pay $20 for robots, you guys. Bring it down. That's okay.
Lee, you've paid far more for other robots.
I have. That's very true. Don't mean I have to like it, Kelly. What else we got? What's next?
Oh, this Marvel Northrop Grumman partnership that
I have not had time to know what this was and before it was over. I'm like, oh. Okay.
So Marvel partnered with aerospace technology defense contractor Northrop Grumman for a comic book designed to promote STEM education. And they announced it at New York Comic Con, and then they were going to give out copies of the book at New York Comic Con. And then people realized what the fuck Northrop Grumman is, and realized it was basically Stark Technology with Obadiah Stane behind it. And everybody's like, hey, Marvel, how about you don't partner with the villains of your own fucking comic book? And within about 15 minutes, Marvel and Northrop Grumman decided, yeah, maybe this was a bad idea. maybe we shouldn't have put this together. But yeah, I had honestly never heard of Northrop Grumman before this.
No, but like the idea is that they're just like, yeah, STEM technology, that's great, education, but they're basically war profiteers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Avengers featuring NGen. NGEN.
Oh my god, that CBR page just auto-played 4 videos.
Oh man.
Oh, I think I just had a seizure.
They got a lot of ads. They got a lot of ads going on this page.
God damn, son.
And then
CBR's page is constant lag. What happens in the Mario games when you get the star?
At his panel, Joey Q was asked about the partnership, and at his Cup of Joe panel, and he was like, "I'll be honest with you, I saw it for the first time, same as you guys." And he is what is his exact? He is Chief Creative Officer at Marvel, but apparently there is a separate wing of Marvel that just does these partnership comics. They've done comics with ESPN, Visa, the NBA, the Florida Department of Citrus. They did one with Craftsman Tools. They had the Craftsman superhero a while back, and it's just a completely separate wing from the actual like comic book people. But Joey Q, you need to keep control of your house. Keep your house in order, man. Your house of ideas.
I miss Joey Q.
Yeah, I do too. I don't know what he does now.
I bet you Axel Alonso knew about this.
Fucking, I bet he did.
I bet you Axel Alonso misses Joey Q.
He's Chief Creative Officer. That's still a pretty big title. I would think he still is involved.
Huge title. Yeah.
I think he's still involved a lot, but obviously he's not editor-in-chief anymore.
Yeah, he's like, I think he's kind of a step up from that, actually. Like, he's like the number fucking 3 guy at Marvel, which is great. But, I do not believe history will be kind to the Alonso era of Marvel.
It will not.
And I feel like history is very kind to the Quesada era of Marvel.
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah. Gross.
Who do you see as the next like few editor-in-chiefs of Marvel? You think Bendis will ever be editor-in-chief?
Nah. I think he's too creative.
Too Bendis?
I can see Brevoort doing it.
Oh, no thank you.
I didn't say it'd be cool.
I'd like to see a guy like Mark Waid in there.
I would fucking love Mark Waid to be a editor-in-chief of Marvel. It'd be the best thing they could possibly do.
Too much of a risk.
Yeah. But also, that guy's too fucking busy. Like, yeah. I don't know. Why would you say that's a risk?
Because Mark Waid's a loudmouth.
Is he?
Yeah.
But he's a fucking prince.
Is he?
Yeah, you're thinking Ron Mars.
Yeah, Mark Waid is kind of a loudmouth too.
Yeah, but a lovable, wonderful loudmouth. I like Mark Waid. I'm trying to tell you.
I'm not saying you don't have the right to like Mark Waid or that I don't like Mark Waid, but I think as a personality, he is too much of a loudmouth to be given a spot like that. He's too much of a risk.
Maybe. I'll give you that, perhaps.
So speaking of, behind-the-scenes structures at comic book companies and so forth, why is Vertigo relaunching? What is the point of this? And wasn't Vertigo, like, on its last legs or something like that?
Well, that's why you relaunch it.
But yeah. Like, why are you relaunching it? Like, how are you relaunching?
DC wants a piece of that Image game.
Yeah, but what's different of it?
Like, well, I mean, Vertigo is the house that independent comics built. Like before, or create your own comics, I should say. Like before, Image was Image. That's where kind of name creators went for to own their characters and stuff. And they also did like Swamp Thing and Hellblazer, but for the most part, they're kind of known for their creator-owned stuff. And now without that imprint, they don't have that anymore. And Image is like just every 15 minutes you have some new fucking creator-owned series. I think they want a piece of that.
So Vertigo isn't a thing currently, or it
No.
is? Okay, that makes more sense. I thought I remembered that it had gone by the wayside.
Yeah.
So that makes more sense that they would that would make more sense that they're relaunching it then. Okay. Strike my complaints from the record.
Stricken.
There was an echo to that. It sounded great.
I'll allow it.
Now the Honorable Judge Marilyn Millian. All right, what do we got?
You watch yourself, Jason Mize.
That is not a good Marilyn Millian impersonation. That's more of a Judge Joe Brown. So a comic book thief leapt from the second floor window of Midtown Comics today.
This is fucking dumb.
Or yesterday.
Oh my god.
So the story is a 24-year-old man was trying to steal a comic book, tried to avoid the shop's security by taking the most direct route right through the second store window.
Do we know what he was trying to steal?
No, but like they were... CBR doesn't have the whole story, obviously. And it's...
You know what they do have? A fucking autoplay ad for Arby's.
Yeah, I can get a... Did they know we were just talking about making...
autoplay ads for Arby's on the same page.
Did they know...
Hey guys, over here with top 5 meats you can get from Arby's at CBR. All right, number 5.
Heaven.
We got fish. Number 4, pepperoni. Number 3, ooh, how'd you like some breaded chicken? Number 2.
Oh god
Gonna
damn
make
it!
you wait for this one. Gonna make you wait for this one. Gonna make you wait. How about a sausage? And number 1, of course, the king, the roast beef. Arby's got the meat. CBR got the Arby's. Janet's still not back. But that's okay.
Kelly has never been to an Arby's.
I realized the only thing I get at Arby's is roast beef.
Because
Like,
that's what
I
they're
got
known for.
4
Roast
seconds
beef
into
curtains.
that bit and was like, oh, I'm fucked.
Roast beef,
I was like, okay,
turkey.
what did I have recently that wasn't a roast beef?
I
Chicken
have the
that had
Mickey
pepperoni
J-
on it. I know they got fish sandwiches,
Do they?
and then they do.
Man, if you're going to Arby's for a fish sandwich, what is your
Okay.
problem?
I have on my personal wall of fame, because I am the world's biggest Lee Rodriguez fan. I have my receipt from the day we did the Meat Mountain.
Yeah.
And in case you're wondering, Kelly, that sandwich has on it pepper bacon, roast beef, a slice of cheese, Angus beef, brisket, corned beef, a slice of Swiss cheese, roasted ham, roast turkey, and just for good measure, a single chicken tender.
Oh, I forgot ham.
Yeah.
Ham. And that brisket, son. I gotta get that brisket. Gotta get that brisket. And it's $12. No, it's on $10. Oh, and I'm hungry. Fuck.
Yeah, we had Arby's for dinner tonight. It was pretty damn good. I got that pepperoni chicken parmesan thing that Kelly was talking about.
Oh, I'm sorry. What? That sounds amazing.
It's
Yeah, that thing's great.
it's like a chicken parmesan sandwich with sauce and cheese on it, but then they also put pepperoni on it. I didn't notice the pepperoni, but the triple stack brisket barbecue bourbon brisket sandwich they got right now is tits. It's like the Meat Mountain, but not.
No, that's fair. No one really needs the Meat Mountain. That's a bit much.
It's got some good flavors in it. So this guy was raving and appeared to be high on drugs. He walked into Midtown Comics on West 40th Street and 7th Avenue, started going berserk on the second floor of the shop. He was out of his mind, looked like he was strung out on something. He was running around and then dove out the window.
So many questions. Like the wording of the story, well, at least what I could read before I got Arby to death, is a little unclear. Like, did he Or is he being pursued?
Yes. The CBR story is garbage, so here's the New York Post story that has all the details.
Okay.
So employees tried to stop him because he had shoplifted. So they were trying to stop him. He began ranting incoherently and ran around the store. They were wrestling with him for some time. They took off his sneakers and they sat him down in a chair, but he refused to sit. And that's when he used his back to crack the window.
Oh my god!
But like, see, I'm really curious. Like, was he running around with like a copy of like Royals number 8?
I'm sure he probably just stuffed a bunch of shit in his jacket or in his pants.
Like, I'm not chasing some meth head for a $4 comic book.
Oh.
It's like, it makes me think maybe he grabbed something like fancy or something, like something slabbed or whatever. I don't know. I need to know more.
I don't know.
Then again,
even something slabbed, I'm not fucking with no crackhead.
No.
No. He landed on the pavement and got up and began walking away.
Meth is a hell of a thing, guys.
But was quickly apprehended.
Jesus Christ.
You'll feel that tomorrow.
Here's to you, comic book stealing crackhead. Beautiful thing. Take us home, nice.
Final story. And I think all of us could have seen this coming, is following the Las Vegas shooting last weekend. They were planning on doing a Punisher panel at New York Comic Con for the Netflix show, and also we've been waiting on a release date, but the panel was canceled at New York Comic Con, and we still have no release date, and I'm betting it'll probably be about a month or so before we hear anything more about Punisher. And it makes sense.
Here I am being all unwoke again. I never made the connection. Like, I never would have put those two things together.
I mean, he's a dude who loves guns and punishing people with said guns.
Yeah, but like, he goes after fucking bad guys.
Yeah,
He's
he
like
does.
Like,
he does.
Real.
He does, but...
And that's not to say that I'm like insensitive to what happened in Vegas. I was actually like legit fucking shook about what happened in Vegas, because a few weeks ago I was coming out of that building, seeing a show. Like, that's some scary shit. That's a fucking nightmare out there. But like, I don't know, like what does it help by pushing back this show?
It just gives it some space. And
and
the panel was
what? Space for like what, the fucking next one? You know, like, it's just doesn't.
No, you know, you don't. Your point is not moot. I mean, like I said, I joked in my headlines, but you kind of got to play double dutch with it. You can't wait too long, because there's gonna be a fucking another one.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, no one is inevitable whether or not Netflix releases the fucking Punisher show. You know, until
they should just drop it on Netflix. Like, no fanfare, just drop it. Just put it on Netflix. No announcement. Just have it show up. Like, because really, do you have to promote this show? You already
will find it.
You already paid for it. People already subscribe to Netflix. If one person finds it, word of mouth will get out there. And if there's anybody who doesn't have Netflix that wants to watch Punisher, they'll get Netflix.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird thing. Like, I know that I know what they're trying to do, but I don't know. It seems like, to me, it almost speaks of like, you know, kowtowing to, you know, the fucking monsters, and fuck that. You know, like, don't let them take away our stuff. You know, fuck them. But no.
I feel it's a little too similar. Even though the Punisher is a hero, it was one dude with an arsenal.
It's always one dude with an arsenal.
Yeah, but like this was he had a perch. He had a hideout. I mean, was there not scenes in Daredevil season 2 where Frank is just kind of sitting on a rooftop picking people off down on the street?
Sure. Yeah. It's a high ground. It's a good strategic advantage. It's good. But, you know, the fact that Netflix and Marvel are doing more to address the situation than, like, I don't know, like a lawmaker is pretty fucking gross.
Yeah, I think it's less that Marvel and Netflix are like, whoa, we gotta we gotta put the brakes on this, and more so, they just didn't want to hear it from people, because people would have been up in arms if a week later they're showing the first episode of Punisher at New York Comic Con.
Give me my sauce.
White people.
Give me my sauce.
Yeah, white people would have been real pissed off about it.
Yeah.
It's gross. It's a bummer. It's a bummer. It's a reminder of the evil in the world, like in a really small way. That like hopefully that's the most I'll be impacted by such evil. It's like, oh shit, I gotta be longer for Punisher. Bummer. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
as bad as it gets.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of white people, me and Mary went grocery shopping today, and there were 2 different salted caramel flavored things that we happened upon.
Oh, and the whitest shit in the world.
And one of them was salted caramel cheese.
Yeah, fuck off!
Fuck. And I'm like, white people, you need to calm down. Like, I like salted caramel, like, desserts, like chocolates and ice cream, but, like, salted caramel cheese, fucking stop it.
Fuck out of here.
Y'all need to calm down.
Calm your tits, white people. And that's the news.
Fucking gross. All right, let's talk about the comic books, because I read some good shit this week.
Alrighty. Philbert.
The problem with comic books is the ink comes off on your hands. Every time you turn the page, you have to wash your hands.
Have you guys thought about the fact that eventually we're going to play the Philbert sounder for comics, and then we're going to talk about a Rocco's Modern Life comic book?
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. They're doing that Rocco movie, too, which, boy, I feel like the climate in the world now is not ready for Rocco again. Love it. All right. So, yeah, I read a shitload of good Batman comics this week.
Oh, yeah.
All kinds of good Batman stuff. I was super excited about this Batman White Knight book, because I'm a huge Sean Murphy fan, and that shit did not disappoint in the slightest. The elevator pitch is, what happens when Batman goes so far that the Joker has to save Gotham. And the setup is, Batman and Joker are having their little cat and mouse thing, and then extreme, Batman's in a fucking enhanced emotional state, let's say, and smashes up some shit. Chases Joker to like a medical supply warehouse, beats the shit out of him, and feeds him a bunch of pills that basically cures him of his Joker disease. And so he's like Jack Napier again. And so he sues the shit out of the state and the police and the city and all this stuff, and fucking gets to walk. And Batman gets locked up in Arkham for some reason. We don't know why yet, but it looks amazing. I really dig the Batman design that he came up with, like the little biker gloves and the high collar on the cape is kind of dope. And the big thigh-high boots. It's a fucking great design, and just I don't know. Every page looks incredible. I'm just big fan, and it's the thing that was probably the single comic book I was looking forward to the most, probably this year, and it fucking killed. I really enjoyed it. It was great. Did you read that one, Kelly?
No, I didn't like the concept.
No, I dig it.
No, it didn't sound really that interesting to me, and it sold out before I got a chance to even flip through it.
I highly recommend it. It's pretty fucking awesome. I dig it. As was that Batman 32, son.
That was awesome.
Man, the end of the War of Jokers and Riddles, when Joker finally laughed, the thing that got him. Oh, it's good.
I love this thing that Batman is so ashamed of, is that he just got really, really pissed off.
One time I almost stabbed the Riddler in his goddamn face.
Because he made me so mad.
Because he did something so fucking vile and terrible. But the thing is, I get that to Batman that would be a terrible thing.
Oh yeah,
the moment that he almost lost it. But he's having this conversation with Catwoman, another extreme human. And she's like, I fucking get it.
Yeah, she's like, oh, honey.
Yeah, like, yeah. Like, I mean, come on. Like, of course. Like, it was one step away from me. Like, I met that asshole. I get it. You know, that was great. Really, really good stuff. I loved it. I have not had a chance to read Harley and Ivy Meet Betty and Veronica yet, but wanted to celebrate the fact that it's in the world. Like, yes, 1,000 times yes. So looking forward to that. Be fun. What else? Oh fuck, man! Spirits of Vengeance #1.
Was that any good?
It was fucking cool. It was really cool. I am completely unfamiliar with the entire creative team. It's Victor Gischler writing, and this guy David, I'm gonna say Baldeon because I have a little accent mark over there.
Oh, Victor Gischler. That's the dude that did all those fucking X-Men stories where they fought vampires.
Really? Like the Castlevania X-Men?
Yeah, that dude disappeared for a while.
Where is he the guy that made Jubilee a fucking vampire?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that guy like disappeared for a while.
Huh. All right. It's this is rad as hell though. It's just starts with Johnny Blaze having lunch. This guy walks in and fucking like drops a slug on it and just plays like, hey, you know, go find Hellstrom, give him this, and he fucking bursts into flame and explodes. Blaze goes outside and is attacked by demons. Turns into the Ghost Rider, looking dope as fuck. Like the flame effects look amazing. Like he like almost like has a fire glow, like he's going Super Saiyan with Hellfire. Like it's really cool looking. You know, goes and finds Hellstrom. They go do their fucking like, you know, let's find some clues thing. Get a little bit of you know, oh, who are these bad guys? Blah blah blah. And he fucking phones a friend and calls Blade. So we're gonna have Ghost Rider, Blade, Hellstrom, and I believe Satana will be coming on board soon. Like, no way this fucker sees 12. Like, it's not gonna
Well, it's a 5 or 6 issue miniseries.
Good. Perfect. Yeah. I'm glad they're doing that as opposed to like pretending it's going to be an ongoing. Because it's a great concept, but no one but me is going to love it. Right the fuck up my alley, though. Let's see what else. Hey, Mark Bagley's drawing a Venom book again. That's fucking exciting news.
Oh, man. I was hoping you would bring up Venom. Let's talk about how he just goes into the sewers with all the fucking dinosaur people and finds them roasting a moloid.
Yeah, he does. So like, hey, you're just in time for dinner.
I'm really happy they realized that Venom should just be stupid as fuck.
Yes, it's so fun. Like, and then Venom's immediate reaction is, hey, I've never seen a single moloid. A bunch of them burst to the floor and shit. So good. Like I always like it when he talks to the symbiote. And they don't always do that. Like, they don't always do that thing. I think it's really cool they did. So we're going to fucking get Venom fighting Kraven next month? Hell yes. Yeah, that's awesome. Fucking Bagley just killing it. Absolutely killing it, man. His Scarlet Spider stuff was great. Fuck, man. Bagley Venom. Hell yes, Bagley Venom. Great stuff. And Venomverse was just big and stupid all the way to the end.
Yeah, it was.
But didn't talk enough about just the very cool like opportunity for design work in this, because you have they designed all these new Venoms, and then just about everyone who got a Venom also got like a parasite. What the fuck do you call them?
Poison.
Poison. Yeah, they got poison designs too, and the poison designs are fucking cool. Like, it all looked really, really neat. Just like the design work was stellar throughout this whole thing.
Yeah.
And like, you know, big dumb story will probably matter not at all until the next time like one of these fucking guys shows up. It's just
until they decide to do Venomverse 2.
Exactly. We're gonna have fucking poison Thanos with his poison Shi'ar guard. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll take 2. I'll come back for part 2 of this. You bet your ass. It was great. Super fun. I also dug Avengers 672, the beginning of the Avengers Champions crossover, just because, you know, Mark Waid doing the Lord's work, writing really good comic books these days. It's fun. I like the interactions, all those characters. But this is the first time I've really seen it in action, and Falcon's new costume looks really stupid. Like, it's real bad. Like, I don't know what the fuck the weird like shoulder pad thing's about, and the weird wraparound half mask, which is kind of hard to pull off anyway. It's a really weird design. Don't care for it. But yeah, all in all, man, good week last week. That's all, what else you got, Kelly?
This week in Insane Metal Comics, we had the Green Lantern issue.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Where fucking a Green Lantern ring finds Bruce after his parents die.
And like, hey, you're not afraid of anything.
Yep.
He breaks the ring.
He literally breaks the ring. He has so much willpower. He's like, the ring's like, okay, override controls. You can just kill everything now.
Yeah, so for the longest time, he's just like flying around just like in a regular generic Green Lantern costume, just like, you know, killing Scarecrow and the Penguin and shit.
Then he makes himself a rad Green Lantern Batman costume.
Yeah, but only after he kills a shitload of lanterns.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
Like, if Metal just ends with them saying, like, all right, DC Universe is done. We can't beat these guys. I'll understand it.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Every one of them is an unstoppable killing machine.
Like, I really can't wait until we get the one that somehow he becomes Doomsday.
Oh, it becomes a Doomsday. Like I know they're building up to the reveal of the Joker Batman. I'm sure it's gonna be cool. Don't get me wrong. But I really want to see Doomsday Batman.
Yeah, that one I'm way more interested in. What else came out? This was a week where I know I read a bunch, but like I couldn't fucking tell you a single thing because I don't remember any of it. This morning I finally finished Death Note.
Oh, right on.
Read the last 600 pages of that or so.
Jesus Christ.
That's what happens when you get a 2,400 page book.
You know what? I suppose that's true.
One thing I now know why I stopped reading it where I did, because like in that third quarter of it, it really starts to drag.
Yeah, I have seen the 2 Japanese films and the live action film, and then I've seen like a chunk of the anime. And I would wager I probably stopped with the anime right around where you stop with the book, where it's like, oh, their cat and mouse game is impossible.
Yes, it's entirely going too long, and there's way too many scenes of dudes explaining their reasoning to themselves.
Yeah. And like they're incredibly like impossibly spot on logic for how they know the other guy's gonna do the other thing. Like they're always 6 steps ahead of each other no matter how far ahead the other one's thinking. It's a little much.
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of picks up again near the end, but I think its strongest point is the first like 3-4 volumes.
Yeah, because I mean it's a rock solid concept.
It is, yeah.
But it seems like, you know, at some point it's like, oh, we got a good thing going here. Let's not speed toward the end.
Let's keep it rolling.
This is really popular. So yeah.
And then earlier today I started another new anime series started up. This one is called Evil or Live.
All right.
And it's fucking weird. Like, visually, it's just interesting as hell. The main concept is that it's like the very near future, like maybe a year or 2 away.
Okay.
And in Japan, at least, they have started to diagnose people with internet addiction. And they need to be rehabilitated of it. So
really?
People start sending their kids to this elite re-education academy. And it's basically just a prison school.
Jesus, okay.
But like the opening is really interesting because they actually work in like weird live action stock footage.
Okay.
Just the entire time there's random things where just words will flash across the screen and it feels like you're getting subliminal messages constantly over the course of the show.
That's a really interesting device.
Yeah, it's just
Huh.
very weird. Like visually one of the most intriguing shows I've watched in a long time. Like the animation itself is gorgeous, and just they are doing all these really weird things with it that I really like.
All right.
Yeah, and like the main character of the show was pretty much just abandoned by his mom. And she's just like, take him for a year. I don't quarantine him. I don't want to see him. We'll see how he's doing at the end of that year.
Jesus.
Well, but after they tell him that, you get flashbacks, and you're like, oh man, this guy's a real shithead to his mom when he's on the computer.
Oh, okay. All right.
So it's kind of like, you're like, kind of deserves it, I guess.
Yeah, I get it. Don't necessarily agree, but I get it.
Yeah. And like, so the opening scene is these dudes going to an internet cafe, and they find there's the main character. He's like on a computer there, and then it gets raided by the people who run this re-education center, and they capture him.
That's so weird.
Yeah, I really recommend it, just to see it. It's not even
in the future.
yeah, not even necessarily like recommending the story itself, which I did find interesting. It's just seeing the visuals and just how fucking weird it is.
We're gonna check it out. Fuck it. I think we're talking about Knives.
I did start The Good Place with Mary.
I keep meaning to watch that.
We were just sitting there looking for something to watch, and she was like, "You know what?" Because she said she had already seen season 1, so she was like,
"What? Yeah, I missed it."
Oh, The Good Place. Sorry.
Oh shit, son.
So she was like, I kind of want to watch season 2 of The Good Place. Do you mind? And I was just kind of there. I was playing with Legos. I was like, "Yeah, go ahead, put it on." So she puts on episode 1 of season 2 of The Good Place, and they have a recap of the whole first season. And she's like, we get like 3/4 of the way through the recap, and she was like, I must not have seen the whole first season because I don't remember a lot of this after like the big twist. So we went back and we started from season 1, episode 1, and we're all caught up except for I think maybe last week's episode. So we burned through season 1 in 2 days, essentially.
I love it. I love it so much.
It's a good one.
It's very.
I was not necessarily worried, but I was curious. Like, what do you do for season 2 of that show after the twist? And I'll be damned if they didn't nail it.
It's a very cute show. It's got some edgy humor to it, but it's super inoffensive. The whole show is. So yeah, it's kind of, you can have the whole family sit down and watch it, and it's nothing too heady, and everybody's great in it. I don't really dig Ted Danson as Michael.
Oh, I love Ted Danson.
He's not he's not Ted Danson to me. He's Ed Begley Jr. He's playing a fucking Ed Begley Jr. character, but the one part that made me super angry is when Michael is giving the character's name is Eleanor, right?
Yeah.
Giving Eleanor the quiz to determine if she belongs in the good place or if she belongs in the bad place. And he's going through the list of questions like, have you done this? Have you done this? And then the next one was, have you ever paid money to see California funk band the Red Hot Chili Peppers live? And I was like, "Aw, that is not cool." When did Red Hot Chili Peppers become a Nickelback-esque punchline?
Yeah, they became Nickelback at some point.
I don't think that's fucking fair at all.
I blame Anthony Kiedis' terrible-ass haircut and mustache. I think if he had not cultivated that look, they could have avoided all this.
Yeah, but he probably has changed it by now. He goes through looks all the time.
Too late, man. Too late. You fucking look like a pedo for 15 minutes. It's over.
Yeah, but Californication, Blood Sugar Sex Magic, like Red Hot Chili Peppers.
I don't agree. I don't understand that either.
Like Red Hot Chili Peppers, Foo Fighters was one of my first concerts. Went and saw it with Jose and his family, and it's a
Foo Fighters rules.
It's a really good memory, and man, Red Hot Chili Peppers is great.
Hey, not for nothing. I saw Nickelback on like a festival show, and I'm like, you know what? These guys are all right live.
Before they were a big thing,
I think so. Yeah.
Before they were a big thing, me and Jose went and saw. We went to see Incubus, who were a big thing by then. But before they were a big thing, Hoobastank opened for them.
Nice.
Holy shit! I've not thought about
old
Hoobastank
Hooba.
in a minute.
Good old Hoobastank. Zero in the chat says he's surprised that the episode 8 trailer didn't come up at all in this episode, and I did not watch it, and I'm not planning on watching it.
No,
But-
they might as well just call that Star Wars Episode 8. You're gonna see it.
But I tell you what, they were supposed to put tickets on sale after they debuted the trailer at halftime of the football game last night. But thanks to Juan, apparently tickets went on sale before that, and I got online just in time to get some opening night tickets. If Juan hadn't given us the heads up, we wouldn't have gotten Thursday night tickets for Star Wars.
Heads up, dog. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
You're the man, Juan.
And that's some straight Szechuan sauce bullshit right there. You say
Yeah.
that tickets go on sale after the trailer debuts, but they go on sale like in the first quarter of the game.
Ooh, that's a bad look.
You guys fucked up big time. We want
Yeah,
the
that ain't cool,
sauce. Want the goddamn sauce.
Fucked up.
That's
What you got, Jose?
Be careful flying out of Charlotte with food. It has apparently become threat level orange.
Well, last week was a high security level week, I'm sure.
Food? You gotta rescan my food? You gotta swab my food?
What'd you have?
Box of cereal.
Oh, god damn it. Come on.
Was it packed?
Yeah, that Jose.
Like a whole, like, grown-up sized box of cereal?
Yeah.
Think of how many guns you could fit in there.
Yeah, but how many times does it have to go through the fucking scanner?
As many times as they need to not know there's guns in there.
They reran my food. I've never seen a bag of trail mix swabbed.
That's a little nuts.
And this was in your bags that you put through the scanner. This wasn't like you accidentally put a box of cereal and trail mix in your pocket as you went through the X-ray.
No, it was in my carry-on.
It's all fucking safety theater anyway.
But
And they said, we're gonna have to run this back through. None of my electronics triggered it.
Yeah.
Just the food.
Jose and I tomorrow morning are going to get our fingerprints and our background checks done so that we can get TSA pre-check.
Oh, good for you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, if my computer twin turns up, I'm gonna be so.
Going
No bullshit. You should go in there with like any paperwork you have on the computer twin, just in case.
Yeah.
And
I think it's in storage.
And make sure you bring your passport. Yeah, but you got that all straightened out.
It's cleared up, but I have no proof that I cleared it up on me.
Yikes. I'm trying to look for the tweet right now, but there was some real... Here it is right here. Some real hot takes following the shooting last weekend and, everybody's thoughts and prayers and all that shit. And this is relevant to this discussion. One shoe bomber tried to blow up a plane, and now we take off our shoes. 1,518 mass shootings since Sandy Hook, and Congress has done nothing. We still take off our shoes. That shit was 16 years ago.
That's fucking real life, man.
16
lobbyists need to get in there.
Some of them sneakerheads.
Yeah, where's Big Nike?
NSA in there, the National Shoe Association.
You know what? I bet you Jordan could get this straightened out.
Bet he could.
Did I ever tell you guys?
Hitler mustache.
I've flown twice this year, and they have not made me take my shoes off, and it was like fucking Christmas.
Right, exactly. I have developed a look and an outfit for flying so that I can get my shoes on and off real quick, and I don't have a belt to take off. I wear strictly drawstrings. And I also...
Not a bad
You
idea.
gotta fly comfy, man.
Yeah, you fly comfy, and I also don't want to take a belt off.
I hate taking the fucking belts off.
But
I think we're coming back from Vegas, actually, and the guy at TSA, I'm like, he's walking, and the people start bending over. He's like, leave your shoes on.
Have I ever...
And the lady's like, what? Yeah, leave your shoes on. Like, what? And he goes, yeah, it's something we're testing.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
I don't know. Go ahead, Jose.
I do half apologize to the guy who walked into the body scanner after me because, so they tell you to walk in and you gotta lift your arms. But right when I lift my arms, it was time to get out of this thing. Sorry, guy, but at the same time, lesson: life throws booby traps at you.
I hate when I'm hanging out with Jose or traveling with Jose and he farts, because if you walk by me and Jose and you smell a fart, who are you gonna blame it on? But I don't know if I've ever mentioned this on the show or not, but with all of our traveling, I came up with a brilliant idea for either Dr. Scholl's or Gold Bond or whatever. They need fucking anti-odor mats at TSA because everybody has to take their shoes off.
Yeah.
That'd be smart.
And you see, like, you smell some feet every so often. And then there's people barefoot walking around security.
Oh.
Like, no. You need some anti-odor, anti-fungus mats with Gold Bond or Dr. Scholl's branding on them, and there you go. That's $1 million idea right there. Pay me.
Fucking Shark Tank it, son. Brilliant.
We want the sauce, folks.
We want the sauce, and they want the shoals.
Oh, man. We're going to have to, when the sauce is released, we're going to have a Popcast night where we all get some McNuggets and some sauce. And we live on the air taste test that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I can get down with that. I appreciate that.
Is that the name of tonight's episode? We want the sauce?
No, because then that just makes us sound like assholes.
Yeah.
We want the sauce.
It really should be just, fuck these people, but I think YouTube wouldn't like that.
Yeah.
It's we want the sauce in parentheses, but we're not the assholes.
Oh, God. All right. Fucking, let's do this again next week. You guys free? You want to do it again? We should again. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, cool.
Yeah, I'm good.
It went well. I think that's that podcasting thing might become something.
Almost 400 episodes in, I think we're starting to get it.
Yeah. We're good at this shit, son.
4 deep.
Fucking man, crazy town. All right, yeah. So email us, popcast@PanelsOnPages.com, or shoot us a voicemail at 616-951-1POP. We'll play and or read them. Sorry if I'm not woke enough tonight. It was not my intention. I think it'd be okay. I'm definitely more woke than Jose.
I give you that one.
Fair.
Jose's becoming the old racist grandpa of the podcast.
I might not be super woke. Jose's flat the fuck out sleepy.
Sleepy.
All right. So, yeah, for Jason Nyes, Jose Guzman, and Kelly Harris, I'm the Lord Reverend from Lee Rodriguez. We'll talk to you bitches next week. Night. Love you. Bye-bye.
Whoop, whoop.
wonderful.
Bravo!
I loved that.
Oh, it was great.
Well, it was pretty good.
Well, it wasn't bad.
Well, there were parts of it that weren't very good, though.
It could have been a lot better.
I didn't really like it.
It was pretty terrible.
It was bad.
It was awful.
It was terrible.
Get him away!
Hey, boo!
Boo! Boo!